Some immigrants are furious, and it is a sign of jealousy that Black Americans cannot be deported.
2025 saw a lot of ICE raids from the Trump administration.
Yeah, because you know why? What is it? The 14th, 13th Amendment? You got to be born here. You're a U.S. citizen.
And of course, there were incidents in which ICE was going into some of these neighborhoods, for an example, in the south side of Chicago, and some Black Americans were being harassed or even accidentally detained. And that caused a lot of fear mongering on social media, in particular TikTok. People were saying that Black Americans are going to be deported just like the illegal immigrants. And then there was a really interesting story that happened around October.
Yes, I got deported after 20 plus years and 97+% of my life in the United States. ICE agents picked me up in Chicago and threw me in jail for 3 weeks because my parents did not file my paperwork correctly.
Now, this crazy creator goes by the name of Stateless Citizen. Now, this guy grew up literally in the United States. He has an American accent, and he was deported back to the UK. As it seems,
to the
he was
UK.
a guy that was born there, spent all his time in America, but his parents didn't file the paperwork, and he literally got banned from America for the next 10 years. So stories like this got a lot of people on social media just hyped up.
There's an inheritance tied to it, and there's land that is tied to that. That land, and you tracing back your lineage, is going to keep you here in America, so you won't get kicked out like some of these immigrants are getting kicked out. Because if you think for once that because you're a Black American that they're not going to kick you out, that's eventually what's going to happen. It's going to trickle all the way down to white people.
I'm going to tell you why it can't happen, because we all have birth certificates, bro. As long as you have a birth certificate, you're straight. Unless they do something, amend the 13th, 14th Amendment, whatever the fuck, whichever one that is.
And it is your responsibility to figure out your ancestors' story, their lineage, what happened to the bloodline.
This is similar, but not all the way equal, right? Because this lady is not talking about ICE. She just has some level of a spiritual ideology that Black people are going to be deported from the United States. And this content creator is saying that she's using divination to find information. In other words, I need to go and search out my family tree to see where I'm from. So when I'm deported, I'll be able to go back to where I'm originally from. Now, of course, that didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. And so when this young lady said that, people were roasting her in the comments.
What's the but?
They were saying Never Never Land, basically saying like, you know, she was ridiculously crazy. See her respond with, "Oh, hey, agent." Got him. Another person said, "Just say no to drugs." She goes, "Oh, looks, guys, another agent." Again, this is how ridiculous that, you know, she sounded to other people. And then there was an interesting rebuttal.
No. Let's stop making it seem like Black Americans are at risk for any type of removal. Where are they going to send us to? Never Never Land? Never Never Land is not a real place, guys. Okay? It's not a real place. You really think that they're going to just get rid of almost their whole entire workforce?
Now, this is something I want to talk about.
She ain't lying about that. You can't deport Black people, bro.
She mentions never.
Because Black people was already in America. Black people are the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I don't think nobody came on no fucking boat in 15, 1600, 17, whatever, 18. What the hell? My ears fucked all the way up. I ain't that far. Niggas did not come on no boat in 1850, whatever the fuck year it was. I think it was 1850s, right? Something.
Land also. And she says, well, where are they going to send us? What are they going to do with a lot of their workforce? And that's an important thing to understand when we're dealing with these situations. Black Americans represent a lot of the talent in the American workforce, from entertainment, from police, from the military, from investors, educators, athletes.
It's too late to do that, bro. Why? Okay. Why would they come in modern day and deport black people when they had the opportunity to do it before they allowed them to become U.S. citizens? They didn't allow black people to govern themselves and create their own nation outside the United States government. They had to have the 13th Amendment made everybody who was born here a U.S. citizen, and boom, now you're indoctrinated into the system. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, they had the opportunity, that 2-year stretch, that 1-year stretch before when slavery ended until that amendment came. They had the opportunity to do that then. Why the fuck didn't they do it then? You know why? Because black people was already in America. I'm telling you, bro. They had the opportunity to do that then. Why the fuck would they try to deport black people in modern day, bro? It's not gonna ever happen. It can't happen.
I mean, you name it.
They didn't have the resources then to do it. Back in what year was that? I don't know my years to the T. I don't be studying the fucking the numbers like that every day, so I be forgetting from time to time.
So much talent, and obviously pipelines of talent that are discovered from black communities that larger America doesn't understand. We could talk about the St. Louis rap industry. We could talk about New Orleans as a breakout industry. We could talk about the Bay Area.
Nigga mentioned St. Louis of all rap, nigga.
Things that cultivate and come out of black society, and this leads to becoming national phenomenons, right? And so white America would never give that away because they had a chance to give it away right after slavery, and they didn't. They understood that they had invested a lot of money into educating blacks, although it was separate but not equal.
It ain't even that, bro. They had the opportunity to do it if they wanted to do it that bad. They didn't have to come, oh, you're a legal citizen, but you're segregated. They could have deported everybody. At that point in time, they could have done it.
With HBCUs, teaching black skills.
And you don't think them slaves that was being free, bro? Man, some of them got knowledge. Some of them know that they from this land, bro. Some of them know that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna let black Americans go to...
Cause you don't think at that point in time, black people would have wanted to be deported themselves? Niggas wanted to be treated fairly. So all niggas want, just treat us fairly. We don't give a fuck.
Another country, and then enhance Canada or enhance Britain.
Hold on.
Teaching black skills. They're not going to let black Americans go to another country and then enhance Canada or enhance Britain or enhance Ireland. That's exactly what would happen. If you take all the black Americans and deport them to another country, immediately you get a brain gain. So all the money you spent educating black Americans through high school, through college loans, you will instantly drop to almost a third world country overnight by losing all that.
I don't know. This only works if we've got money saved up, and most people don't, bro. Most people are not that smart. You talk about the education system. I say the white man is equal to black people today because of we get to go to their schools. We're all integrated into one. You know what I'm saying? The game is on everybody, not just black people no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how good. I'm not gonna say we don't have probably a little bit more knowledge, bro, but who's to say that we do? You know what I'm saying? And who's to say if we was to all get deported over there that we would have to work within their society. If anything, that would actually hurt their economy more, bro, because it's more people to their dollar. It's actually going to hurt their economy, bro. In a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would actually help their economy. Whatever country black people would go to, or back to Africa, spread across all the countries, there's gonna be more people out there and less money to go around.
Talent.
Yeah, think like that because now we don't have the American dollar. Now we have their dollar, which is weaker. You know what I'm saying?
But from a financial perspective, they're not gonna do that. But then a brother from Africa revealed something important.
Some immigrants are furious, and it is a sign of jealousy that black Americans cannot be deported anywhere. They're untouchable. They're untouchable.
Why is that even on your mind?
Agree the truth
As an immigrant of any race, why is that on your mind about Black Americans being deported and you take your ass back where you came from, nigga? You wasn't born here. That's the law, nigga.
It's about nothing to
You know what I'm
you.
saying? Why is that on your mind? Well, they need to get deported too if I get deported. No, fuck, nigga. Get it out your head.
With
Why is that
both
on your
hands.
mind?
They welcomed everyone. They fed everyone. They supported everyone. They supported every business. They supported every move. But then what they received back, man, it's not something good. It's not really something good. Even if there is no love, even if there is no any, you don't feel that, just respect. Have respect to those people who receive you in the country. Because we know some other countries where you can just move to, man, and you can't make it. You can't even succeed. But immigrants come to the United States, they succeed, they get richer, they get money, they get everything. And then, they pay back to the host, to the people who received you. You say they are lazy, they don't know how to work. We shouldn't have behaved like that. At least you should have appreciated people who received you. You should have appreciated that simple.
I look at it, if an immigrant could come over here and do better than you, bro, you're the problem.
Just appreciation.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why the black
Because they do come over here and work hard, bro. They do. Because that's what they're coming here to do.
Americans need appreciation and respect. In every society, respect. You respect others, they respect you. But then after that, you wish them to be deported. Where? Because you, the immigrants, you have migrated from somewhere. That's the meaning of immigrants. You have migrated from somewhere here. Why do you want people who are born from there?
Why is that even on your mind, bro?
And you want them to be deported.
Why is that even on your mind?
It seems that the good thing the black Americans do to immigrants, it always backfires them. And then immigrants come to the United States and then they always claim different parts of the United States as theirs. This part is for Caribbean, this part for Asia, but still you forget there are people who belong there. Even the time he wasn't there, they were there. You forget that.
This brother from Africa mentioned something that I hadn't seen on the
So why the hell do we have Chinatowns?
internet, that some Africans
That's the point of America, honestly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just said in my last video. America is a mixed land. It's an artificial society, bro. You know what I'm saying? Race is always going to be a problem here, bro, because this is a mixed land. This is not China. This is not Mexico. You know what I'm saying? This is not the land of the Asians. This is not the land of the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? This is the land of the mixed. It's not the land of the whites or the blacks. This is the land of the mixed.
were upset that black Americans could not be deported. And he has some really good reasons as to defending the black American stance. And then I listened to his accent. So the brother is definitely from East Africa. He actually sounds like he might be Ugandan or Rwandese, but more or less Ugandan he sounds like. And the reason why he's saying this is because he's talking to Africans in the diaspora. They are upset, okay? Some of them are upset. Why are the black Americans not getting deported? And then I heard this.
We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't going to lie. They were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us.
This brother's also responding to, this whole idea of black Americans getting deported. Obviously, the fear-mongering side of it. But he says something that's interesting. Two things. The Africans wanted to be our replacement, and two, they want to colonize us. Now, let me just say this. Any group, be it Africans, Hispanics, or anybody else, will take opportunities that they can get for themselves. I mean, it's no different than black Americans getting free land in Ghana, and they're doing that and not caring about how the people in Ghana feel.
That's happening?
So if you fall into the black card for HBCU systems or DEI or affirmative action, they will take it. They will take it. If it's SNAP benefits from Americans, they will take it, okay? Two, they want to colonize us. I don't think that's the case. I don't even think that they want it to be our replacement. I do believe that once they get here, and they figure out what they can get, they will try to do the replacement thing, sure. But to colonize Black Americans, I don't think that's the case. The reason why the Africans that have this perspective want Black Americans to be deported is because, for one, it's complete insanity. But number two, it's self-preservation. These people, if they are deported, these Black immigrants, we're talking like this,
they only feel like they're the same as Black people whenever it comes to being deported, not whenever it's anything else. You know what I'm saying? That being like culture wise, they don't. We are different. You know what I'm saying? Black America is different than Africa. You know what I'm saying? It just, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we don't look at each other like the same. You know, but they only look at it the same whenever it comes to being deported.
We're going back to a country with no hope. And I mean that without being rude to the continent of Africa. I live here. Now, there is opportunity in Africa, but for certain people, you need to be able to be a system builder. A lot of Africans that are doing well in America can do good under the American system, can do good as a high-paid employee, could do good under optimal conditions. When you get to Uganda, South Sudan, some of these other countries, I won't say necessarily Kenya or South Africa because that's a little bit better, but let's just say you have some problems in those countries. Being good doesn't cut it, all right? You need to be a system builder. And not everybody can build systems outside of a broken system that are in these countries. They know that if they go back to Africa or if they go back to certain other countries, their ability to sustain, to do well, almost drops to zero. And that's because they're going back to a broken system. And so this is survival.
And that's why I said what I said, bro, about if Black people was to get deported there, bro, it's not just gonna be, oh, we're gonna be able to make it better out there. That's not gonna be the case, bro.
Technique. So why not send the Black Americans to someplace else and let us stay? Because we feel that the Black Americans are not doing a lot with what they have. Why not them? And again, that could be easy for us to say. Let me just tell you this. There are Black Americans, and I won't call names, but I have heard this in diaspora communities. Why do they get to stay? Okay, this is a conversation that works both ways. You see how some of these things are ran here? You see what they're doing in Africa? Why don't we get citizenship? Why are we not running things sometimes? Now, obviously, that doesn't come into fruition because it's behind the scenes. But those conversations can and do happen, not only amongst Black Americans in the diaspora or from the diaspora in Africa, but amongst the Black British, the Black Caribbean. The whole idea is if we had this country or if we were in power, it would look a lot better than this. But the reality is that it doesn't matter if that's the case or not. You cannot remove Africans from where they are from. It is their birthright, okay? You came from another country, Britain. You came from Sacramento, California. You came from Compton. You came from St. Louis. No matter how Black you feel and Africa is your birthright, that is not what is legally on your passport. You are not from there, and you have no right to tell an African, no matter what you think is going on there, that they don't deserve to be there. This works both ways, especially for African migrants who have this mentality. You did not fight for Black rights in America. You did not fight for any immigration rights in America. You did not put any effort in. You got there the last 40 to 50 years. So that conversation does not belong to you. It's just like me talking about, what I feel like I deserve in Uganda. I wasn't here in the 1980s when the country was in war, the Bush War from 1980 to 86. I wasn't here in the development of the country. The country has come a long ways since I got here in 2017. I wasn't here in 1990. I wasn't here in 2000. The people that were here in this country built it up to the point where, hey, I thought it was at least safe enough for me to be here. So I have no fundamental right to even say that. And the reason why, again, I'm going to talk about this, why there is so much fear mongering, because it's the fear of the unknown. Many Africans know if they have to go back to Nigeria, if they have to go back to Ghana, if they have to go back to Tanzania, if they have to go back to certain parts of Kenya, if it's not Nairobi, if they have to go back to Uganda, they know that their future is uncertain because it's not going to be fair anymore. Their meritocracy, skills, hard work, and effort may not be rewarded like it is in the United States. And that's uncertainty for their kids, That's uncertainty for their future. And the political sectors are unstable. And that is fear coming. And the reality is that those people don't want to stay there and deal with those problems because they feel like no matter whatever they do, it doesn't get any better. That's why you see these people on one end, they can put up the Somali flag. Oh, this is our country. We love our country. And then when they're getting deported, they start crying. They don't want to go back home to where they're from because they feel like there is no hope. It's not like they don't like their country. They just feel like they won't get a fair shot in their country. And that's why whenever they get deported and you have the people hiding out from ICE, they are crying, begging to stay. And that is the reason why. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Usher.
Yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap that dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TY Peter 9.